O Lord, this inheritance from my father is lawful and pure. I seek from it neither palace, nor ornament, nor status. Rather, I desire it to be a house where your name is remembered and your creation is taught. So please accept it from me.
Could one woman change the course of history and build the oldest educational institution in the world? What we recount today is not merely a legend from Greek mythology or a story for entertainment amidst the bustle of life. It is a reality that began 1,200 years ago. Before we start our enjoyable journey, do not forget to join the Stories of the Greats to receive our latest updates. To understand the greatness of what this woman achieved, we must go back a little to where the first seed sprouted in the city of Kairouan, Tunisia. There, at the beginning of the 9th century AD, Fatima bint Muhammad al-Fihriya was born into a home that knew only two paths: the path of profitable trade and the path of knowledge that never perishes. Fatima, nicknamed al-Banin, grew up under the care of her father, the righteous jurist and merchant Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Fihri. Her childhood was unlike that of other affluent girls. Despite the immense wealth surrounding her family, her father instilled in her and her sister, Mariam, that money is but a means to serve the highest purpose: knowledge and piety. She was raised at the table of jurisprudence and language, and absorbed a sense of social responsibility from a young age. The Fihri home was a destination for the needy and a forum for students.
As days passed, the political situation began to change, and the pressure on the inhabitants of Kairouan increased. Here, her father made the pivotal decision that changed the family's history: migration toward the far Maghreb, to the nascent city of Fez, which was being built by Imam Idris II. Fatima departed with her family, carrying memories of her birthplace in her heart and a vision in her mind to build a monument that time would not erase. When the al-Fihri family arrived in Fez, they settled in Adwat al-Qarawiyyin, the district named after the immigrants coming from Kairouan. It was not long before her father's name emerged as one of the city's notables and its wealthiest after his trade flourished and God blessed his provisions. Imagine with me as you see the wealthiest woman in the world, capable of building palaces and living a life of luxury. Yet she chose another path. She decided to dedicate her entire fortune to building a mosque where the poor would find a morsel of food, the stranger would find a roof for protection, and the seeker of knowledge would find their quest. She is al-Banin, Fatima bint Muhammad al-Fihriya, a woman of a merciful heart and piercing social vision. She was not just an exception, she was the herald of the great era of women's endowments, where women of Islamic civilization competed in building intellectual monuments, yet Fatima remained their undisputed crown. Her father passed away, leaving her a vast fortune. Then her husband and brother passed away in a short period, and she inherited immense wealth from them. She decided to purchase for her hereafter a legacy that never ends and a light that illuminates the nation's path. She bought land in Fez in the year 245 AD, 859 AD, and began building the Al-Qarawiyyin Mosque. The decision to build was not for Fatima a search for worldly prestige, but rather a spiritual retreat with God. Before laying a single brick, She vowed to God an unbroken fast until the construction of the greatest scientific monument in the history of Islam was complete. Thus, she spent about 18 years fasting and praying, supervising every minor and major detail herself.
Out of her piety, she would not build it except from materials extracted from the depths of the earth itself, to ensure the purity of the source and the holiness of the funds. She ordered the workers to dig a deep well at the construction site so that the water would come from the purity of the earth's interior, and she extracted the gypsum, sand, and stones from quarries she dug on the same spot. She wanted this monument to sprout from the purity of the earth, to embrace the purity of the sky in its beauty. This monument was not just walls, but an architectural masterpiece that captivates the minds. Upon entering, you are greeted by majestic arches designed with stunning symmetry that reflects the precision of the Islamic engineering mind, while Fassi Zelish tiles decorate the floors and walls with colors that tell stories of art and civilization. In the heart of the mosque sits the open courtyard, allowing prayer to embrace the sunlight, and the water of the fountains flows in harmony, bringing tranquility to the souls of the worshippers. The mosque was built and welcomed the world.
Over time, the mosque was no longer just a place of worship. It transformed into a lighthouse of science and knowledge that attracted scholars and students from all over the world. Imagine the state of the foreign student who came from the ends of the earth. As soon as he arrived in Fez, Fatima al-Fahiriya's endowments received him with care. There were dedicated houses for students to reside in, called madrasas, where the student lived for free and was provided with a daily allowance of bread, food, and oil for lighting, so that he would not occupy his mind with anything other than the pursuit of knowledge and achievement. As for the financial system of the institution, it was managed with high precision. Scholars and teachers had fixed salaries collected from the proceeds of the lands and shops that Fatima had endowed. The salary included winter and summer provisions and Eid clothing in appreciation of the scholar's status. The scholar would sit on his scientific chair, and students would gather around him in circular sessions reflecting the spirit of equality. In Fez, the education system at Al-Qarawiyyin was characterized by a unique traditional character, relying on the system of halakat, study circles, and specialized scientific chairs, a circle for the Quran, another for medicine, and so on. Here, for the first time, the word mu'id, teaching assistant, appeared, referring to the most intelligent and brilliant student who would re-explain complex issues to his colleagues after the sheikh had left, a system that Western universities later drew inspiration from and is used in universities today. In the spring season, Fez witnessed a unique celebration called Sultan of the Students, where students would elect a symbolic sultan who would write commanding letters to the actual sultan of the country, requesting gifts and reforms. The sultans would race to fulfill those demands, affirming that the authority of knowledge rises above all authority.
In the corridors of Al-Qarawiyyin University lies one of the oldest libraries in the world. The library was managed by a strict system supervised by the Treasurer of Books and contains about 4,000 rare manuscripts, most notably a unique copy of the Holy Quran dating back to the 9th century AD, an original copy of Ibn Khaldun's Muqaddimah bearing his signature, the manuscript of Al-Bayan wa Al-Tahsil by Ibn Rushd written on parchment decorated with ornaments, and the manuscript of Mukhtasar Abi Sa'b al-Zuhri.
From this towering fortress, a constellation of scholars graduated, such as Ibn Rushd, Ibn Khaldun, Ibn Arabi, Maimonides, Lisan al-Din ibn al-Khatib, and al-Idrisi. Pope Sylvester II also studied there, who transferred Arabic numerals, the decimal system, and the astrolabe to Europe. Centuries passed, states fell, and others rose, but Al-Qarawiyyin University remained steadfast. The Guinness World Records and UNESCO classified it as the oldest university in the world still operating today, and it is the first educational institution to know the system of academic degrees. The scholar Ibn Khaldun said of Fatima, "It is as if she, by that, alerted the determination of the kings after her." In recent years, 2012 to 2016, the university underwent a comprehensive restoration process supervised by the architect Aziza Chowni, where the library was equipped with the latest means, such as solar panels and manuscript restoration laboratories.
Today, Al-Qarawiyyin is a government institution covering an area of 5,845 square meters, comprising 5 colleges, and still maintains its ancient curriculum alongside modern subjects. Fatima al-Fikhriya did not bear children, but she gave birth to a nation. She turned her wealth into a permanent institution, and her grief into an eternal legacy. She is a pioneering model for social entrepreneurship centuries ago. Palaces die with the death of their inhabitants, but knowledge does not die with the death of its builder. If you liked the video, share it with others so we can tell the nations that our civilization is eternal and our nation will not vanish. Wait for us in a coming episode about Maryam al-Fikhriya, the other half of the journey of construction, goodness, and giving.